Hey everybody, what's up? So originally I was actually going to do a top 10, and this was going to be on Black History Month, finally. But things have kind of happened. I haven't forgotten about it, but things happened. School happened, my dog got sick, and So I feel like it was injustice to not do this though. First of all, because if you know me, I love rock and roll. I'm also interested in rock and roll history and where it came from, and so many people don't really know the black roots of rock and roll, which really is sad because you're missing a lot of good music from black innovators who made a genre what it is. So this is going to be a group of mostly artists with some bands in a mix, telling you who I think is some of the best black innovators of rock and roll. Now, so many people did this video, but I think I'm going to do it a little different. First of all, originally this was supposed to be a top 10. I'm not doing that. This is just, it's not going to be a list, really. It's going to be a random assortment, what I think is the best of what rock and roll had to offer. Now, obviously, there's going to be some rules to this. Obviously, whoever did it had to be black just because this is about them, you know, and how they innovated rock and roll and even invented it. A lot of people don't know this today, but yes, black people invented rock and roll history. You see, there was blues, rhythm and blues, jump blues, and eventually what we know now as rock and roll. So, let's waste no time with this. Let's just get on and do it. You know, with all the kind of decades what rock and roll is really loved, I feel like 1962 don't get enough credit. First off, when everybody was kind of doing that teen idol crap, there, underneath the surface, you can find ruckus rock and roll, and no one fits that bill better than Bunker Hill. Who is Bunker Hill? I actually have talked about him before, but I'll say it again. He actually started out as in the church. He was a gospel singer. Well, he got involved with jump blues, and he never left that genre because he loved it so much. He actually got kicked out of the church for playing this secular music. And when he teamed up with Wayne Way, which was a surf guitarist at the time, which I really liked, they made this little gem called The Girl Can't Dance, and wow, it was crazy. I think, and here's the thing, I understand not a lot of people know Bunker Hill, but he should be on this. Why? If it wasn't for this song, I feel like we would never get genres such as punk, metal, and even hardcore punk. This has elements of all of that in this kind of jump blues thing before those things were even a thing. And also, I get a really kind of Ramones' thing listening to this song before the Ramones were even a thing. Very innovative stuff here. That's why he made this. Anyway. You know, I feel a little kind of calm, but I still want some rock and roll. What do you listen to? 2 words. Fats Domino. Fats Domino is just... Listen, it's Fats Domino. Now, Fats Domino is an interesting case because he wasn't like rock and roll in the sense of Little Richard, but he was definitely rock and roll, man. He would go on to influence many people, such as Little Richard, Elvis, Chuck Berry even, the Beatles. And, you know, a lot of people don't really listen to this type of music today, which is a shame. It's a shame because where do you think rock came from? This guy, pretty much. I mean, granted, there were more before him, obviously. Some of them on this list, wink wink. But I feel like, for most part, he has to be one of the greatest. So who else could be on this? Little freaking Richard. People, I mean it no secret, I love Little Richard. I mean, his voice is just from the heavens. From the heavens. I mean, wow, people. And you know what's so interesting about this? Not only he shared parents from his moves, his piano playing, his voice. He was pretty much the first to come up with, you know, men dressing flamboyant. But not only that, he lived up to it because he was bisexual. Think about it. He shot 1950s America by just being this crazy bisexual, like, alien or something. It's awesome. I mean, and I'll break it to you. He's the pinnacle of rock and roll. He should have been the king. I love Elvis, don't get me wrong. I think Elvis is okay. But he should have been the king, man. That's my opinion, I'm sorry. But, and I'm not even saying it in some politically correct way. I just think he has served more, man. For what he is, he has served more. It's Little Richard. It's Little freaking Richard. Okay. Probably, let's face it, the best guitarist of the 50s, Chuck Berry. And if you're wondering, not all of these are from the 50s, but a lot of them are, because that's where it started, man. Okay, so, Chuck Berry. I will admit, it took me a little longer to get into Chuck Berry, because he's not like... Again, kind of like Fats Domino. He's not like rock and roll in the sense of Little Richard, but he's still pretty rock and roll. And I think what you gotta realize here, he wasn't going for the simplistic rock and roll, which was great, but he was going for more complex. Even John Lennon from the Beatles said it. You know, he was writing complex lyrics while everybody else was writing "Oh, I Love You So." So with that, he definitely deserves to be on this. So by the way, this is going to be the last one, but I hope you enjoy it. But before we get to this one, I just want to say this is all my opinions, but I would like to know what you think is the best black innovators of rock and roll. I will do more of these because I think there is more, but maybe this is just covering the 50s stuff, I'll be honest. Even though what I said before, but I just figured rock and roll started in the 50s, so it's probably best to do what I think fits. But anyway, let's get... Anyway, Bo Diddley. The guy who pretty much invented what we know as rockabilly. The guy who invented just great licks of blues and boogie woogie on the guitar. I mean, just great stuff. I mean, the Bo Diddley sound has been copied to death, but it's still one of the great, especially from the original, and he deserves to be on this. Thank you.